Yeah guys, you know what time it is. So today we're doing a scary animation, part, actually I forgot what part it was. I think it's part 2, because I did it last time. But anyways, we're gonna react to a scary animation because I did one a while ago. But before we start this video, I just want to say, go and subscribe to my channel, and guys, make sure to like this video, so because just good luck. Just like the video, like this video. But yeah, and also turn on post notification, guys, and so you don't miss out on the videos I'm gonna make. Let's go. But you know what, guys, I don't know why people are actually going on deep web like that. It's just so messed up. But yeah, let's react to this video. Okay.
I was 26 years old, and I was unemployed. Feeling unfulfilled by the monotony of a job life, I decided I would try my hand at working from home. So my days and nights comprised me of surfing the internet for any jobs I could get. I was a big procrastinator, so more often than not I'd stray away and waste time doing other things. One day, I came across talk about the deep web while on Reddit. I felt amused by the people talking about it as if it was something so scary, and decided I'd look into it. It was stupid of me to go on it in the first place, but I made it even sillier by deciding to check it out late at night. It was about 2 a.m. and I came across a website where you could chat with someone anonymously. The person I got was a woman.
You see, hold on. You see, this is where it goes wrong. When you see that there's a girl at 2 a.m. doing stuff like this, you don't go in there. You don't know what can happen at this time, but people are just, I don't know. Let's just keep watching.
She was in her early 20s and very pretty. She sat with her head in her hands, looking playful into the webcam while batting her eyes. I had no desire to turn my camera on and started our chat, thinking that while I didn't come across anything scary, I could befriend this pretty girl. It sounded like a better deal anyway. She told me to turn the camera on, but I ignored that request and tried to get her to talk. She finally did after some prodding, but I noticed how guarded she was. I also noticed how after every message I sent, her eyes would look off camera, either to her side or somewhere behind her computer.
Probably somewhere.
After a while, it started getting annoying, so I asked her if someone else was there with her.
I want to see you first,
she said. Up until now, I'd been chatting while she'd answered my questions verbally. I'm not that curious.
Don't be scared,
she said, laughing, this time looking behind the laptop again and making a face that seemed to indicate she was laughing at my expense. With someone else. This is getting boring. It feels like I'm not just talking to you.
That's because you're not. You're talking to all of us.
Who else is there?
Turn your camera on.
Is this a joke?
Turn it on.
Okay, I'll be leaving now.
You see him?
Turn on the camera.
Her laughter was almost piercing by now. There was nothing humorous about the situation, yet she threw her head back with riotous laughter. I'd had enough and moved the cursor over to turn the chat box off when I saw the cursor had jammed. The only thing that was working was the chat box, and I still had access to the keyboard.
Turn the camera on, sweetie.
Her gumdrop-filled voice was louder than before when I moved my gaze up to see her smiling toothfully at the camera. Her face still beautiful, but the smile completely fake. My computer's crashed. I can't see the screen. Sorry. I lied. I didn't want her to know I had no option but to chat. Her screen flashed before going blank. There was nothing there but a black screen. I felt relieved, thinking that at least I didn't need to talk to her while I tried to figure out what happened to the screen. Just then, a chat message popped up.
Open the damn camera,
You see?
The aggressiveness.
Hold on. You see, I knew there was something wrong with her. She's smiling way too much. Jeez, something's wrong with her. Jeez.
The message frightened me. Now, the fact that I couldn't see her face while she typed this made me feel nervous. I didn't dare reply back, but then the cursor moved.
It's 2 a.m.
I watched shell-shocked as the cursor twirled around the screen.
Open the camera now.
I still didn't make a move.
Don't open.
There was no way anything good would be waiting for me if I did what she asked. The screen began flickering, as if a virus was causing the computer to writhe in agony.
Do you want me to find you?
My heart raced. Could it be possible she knew where I was? I started typing. Please stop bothering me.
Then turn on the fucking camera.
By this point, I thought she was some kind of sadist and got her
Jeez.
kicks by scaring
Also,
unassuming
camera.
people in chat rooms. So I obliged and turned the webcam on. I saw my frightened face staring into the screen. Judging by my face, my attempts at looking tough were painfully unsuccessful. I asked around for the girl looking straight into the camera, telling her I did what she wanted and to stop hacking into my computer. There were several seconds of silence.
You see, she's hacking.
I kept my stare directed to the little
I would
box
have
that
broken
showed
the
her
laptop
camera
before.
feed, but it was pitch black. I motioned into the camera in confusion, feeling as if she was messing with me now. Then I saw another message.
Look here.
After a few seconds of staring at those words, I looked back at her camera, but my computer instantly malfunctioned, and I received another message.
Look here. Don't look up.
The chat was filled with nonsensical gibberish. She typed with such ferocious speed, my screen whirled away with her constant messages. I couldn't understand what was going on, but I didn't look up. My patience ran thin, and I wrote back, "What is this supposed to mean?" Her response came. I read only the letters in bold and shuddered. I looked back into her webcam and I fell back into my chair, my eyes widening. She was back there, only her face looked completely demented. She had a savage expression, devoid of emotion, but her eyes were almost popping out of their sockets, and she was huffing as if she had
why is he
extreme
still
amounts
there?
of pent-up rage. The way she looked directly into the camera made me feel she despised me with all of her being. There was no amusement there anymore. Her camera went blank again. Then the chat popped up. My heart stopped again. For a split second, there had been the same blackness, only for the lights to come back on. She wasn't alone anymore. There was a man next to her with a black mask on. He made no movements other than look into the camera like the girl. The girl's neck creaked to her side.
Oh,
It looked like it
Oh,
was causing her
snap.
pain. And then the lights went out again. The
oh,
chat resumed.
oh, whoa.
This time,
Yo.
I screamed in fright and fell off my chair.
You see on
There was
that?
another man with them now.
I didn't.
He was standing next to the girl with the original one on the other side. This man had the same mask on, but his hands were grasping the girl's shoulders. Even with the
Oh,
subpar quality
snap.
of the webcam, I could see the force
Who are
with
these
which
people,
the
like
man dug
aliens or
his
something?
hands into the girl. It looked like he could rip her in two. The girl, however, had a huge grin on her face. Her eyes were mad with glee, or so it looked. Her teeth were perfectly lined up as her mouth spread into that
Jeez, what type
toothy
of
grin.
demon is
But
this?
I could see she was in pain. Even with the smallest sign of her smile fading, the man clenched his hands even tighter than before, which made her smile even wider. All three of them were shaking, as if it was extremely cold where they were. After a couple seconds, I realized they were shuddering.
Wow, you see,
Like trying
I
to
would
hold
have gone
back
for
laughter.
before that. I don't know what he's still doing.
What are you laughing at?
I yelled into the screen. They didn't answer, and continued to tremor with concealed hilarity.
What is so damn funny?
I bellowed. They stopped shaking. Within a couple seconds, the screen went black again. When it turned back on, the man no longer grasped the girl's shoulder. Neither was she smiling.
Don't talk that thing.
All
Get out.
three pointed into the
laptop.
camera. Upon a closer
Take-
look, I
take down the
understood
laptop.
that they weren't pointing at me. They were pointing behind me. I didn't need to look back. I could see myself in the webcam. There was someone peeking
Oh
from
snap!
behind
Oh
me.
no 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 no
There was
no!
another
This is
man
where I'm
in a
done. No
mask.
no, I would have gone for
And
before.
according to what I
The
saw
thing
on
is
my
there now.
webcam, he was with me in my room, right behind me. I
He's
turned
behind him
around
now.
quickly, but saw nothing where I had
How
seen
is he
him
still
on the
normal?
webcam. I turned back towards the screen and,
Gonna
to
do
my
the same thing to
bewilderment,
you.
saw a third man in the girl's chat box. It was the same man I had just seen standing in my room. Now, all three had their hands on the girl and were gripping tight. The girl wasn't laughing anymore. She had a look of utter devastation. A tear was dropping from her
He's gonna
eye,
break the neck.
but it wasn't just a tear. It was blood trickling down her eye socket. She then mouthed the words, "Help me," and the next second she screamed as if her lungs were being ripped off as the screen went black. I immediately got up and pulled the plug out of my computer and backed out of the room. For a couple seconds, I swear I heard her screams even though the computer was unplugged. The room went quiet,
Shit.
but I was too devastated
ripped
to
her
stay there and ran out of my house
ripped
despite
her
it
up.
being
It's over.
3 a.m. I caught
Sober,
a cab and
sober,
went over to
sober,
my
sober.
friends, who had to talk me down for an hour before I could be calmed. I returned back to my house with my friend a day later. Everything was the same.
He
And
brought
after
over a
thoroughly
demon or
checking
something.
around the house, we concluded that there was no one there, nor was there a sign of anyone ever having broken in. I've never gone back to the deep web. My friend suggested it might have been some prank by computer hackers, but the way that girl shrieked, the terror she had on her face, it convinced me she had been a victim herself. I'd wondered if I had stayed on for longer, if I would have become a victim too. Could those men have found me? Was there really
It's not
someone
prank.
in the room with me? There was nothing I could do, because there was nothing concrete to report to the police. What I did do was throw the computer out and buy a new one. There was no way I could even open it back up after what happened.
Jeez. Alright guys, that's it for the scary stories part 2. I think it's just part 2 of it. But yeah, that's it for the scary stories. You know, I don't know who go in the deep web in the first place, because you know, they mess up people there and stuff. But you know, that's his life, so I don't know. But anyways guys, yeah, make sure to drop a like, subscribe and turn on post notification, because you know I'm uploading like 1 to 3 times a week, I think. Yeah, that's how I'm gonna be uploading. That's not uploading schedule, but yeah, make sure to subscribe and yeah, peace out.